Hi everyone, welcome to the program. Normally I like to analyze coin auctions after the fact, after the coins have sold, so I can sort of get an idea of how they did relative to the pre-sale estimates and how they do relative to the overall market in general. In this case, I want to point out to you an auction that's coming up on August 17th, and this is being conducted by my friend Sheridan Downey. Now, if you're interested at all in early U.S. half dollars from 1794 to 1836, and even the cap bust type from 1836 to 1839, you've heard Sheridan Downey's name. Twice a year, Sheridan has auctions. They're small, usually about 100 lots each, and he'll be having one at the upcoming ANA convention in Rosemont, Illinois. What I want to do in this program is go through just a few of the lots. I think I picked out 10 lots that are really interesting. One thing about Sheridan is he has a really great cataloging style. He's been around forever. I've known him since the 1980s, and he's handled just about every important collection of early U.S. half dollars. He knows all the players. He's either bought or sold coins to them. So he has this wealth of knowledge inside his brain that he really puts into his catalog descriptions. And you'll see that as we go through this. He has great stories about people, places, coins, events, prices. It's really interesting. So if you get a chance, just go ahead and view this auction on the internet. I'll give you a link below to how you can get access to it. And if you're interested in these coins, I'd certainly try to buy some of them because they are really incredible condition coins, incredible rarities, and they're the type of coins that, they just keep going up in value. So let's go ahead and start with lot number one. This is the first one I chose, and this is a fairly valuable coin. $8,000 to $10,000 is the estimate, and Sheridan does a nice little write-up on this. This coin first showed up in auction 80. That was 42 years ago. And it's gone through a number of different hands. For instance, Dale Friend had it. He upgraded, so he sold it off to somebody else and got it through their collection. So there's a lot of collectors helping each other out in this deal, where I'll help you build my collection. When I upgrade my coin, you can have first shot at the coin that's in my collection right now. So there's competition among these collectors to get these rare coins, but it's also a lot of cooperation that helps each other kind of work their way up. There's a little bit of leapfrogging that's going on, but there's also people helping each other out. And that's what's nice about numismatics, is it's not a complete dog-eat-dog cutthroat competition. This particular coin is a nice XF45. You can see it's got great eye appeal, original color. It's really a pretty coin. This is not condition census. It's close, but not quite. But it really doesn't matter. This is a very rare coin in high grade. Now let's jump down to lot number 2. This is an 1802 Overton 101. This is a rarity 3, which is a slightly rare variety. It's also got a CAC sticker. That's the nice thing about Sheridan's coins also. He does a really good job of trying to get everything CAC'd as much as possible so that the collectors can feel much more confident about what they're buying. And I think that's really important. It takes a little bit longer. It costs more money, but Sheridan, again, does a really good job of that. I also want to point out that in this sale, it's what we call a mail bid sale. You can leave bids on the internet. You can actually go to the ANA and view the lots and bid on them and even pick them up at the sale. Sheridan has kept his buyer's premium at 10%. If you compare that to all the other auction houses, they're looking at 17.5%, some are 20% and even above. So he's really kept the buyer's premium low, which really helps everybody out. On this coin here, this is an 1802, and again, it's a very nice original looking coin. Sheridan described this as most seen have been played with. And what that means is that a lot of these coins have been dipped, stripped, conserved, just what he describes played with in an effort to make them more attractive. Well, what's happened over the years is we have learned what original toning is supposed to look like, what original eye appeal is supposed to look like, and those coins are actually pretty few and far between because, again, they've all been processed over the years. Many have been processed over the years. So when you find one that has good eye appeal like this, that generally commands a premium. This one is also not quite all the way up to condition census, but close. And again, in this condition, it's a very valuable coin. Sheridan estimate that it will sell between $9,000 to $11,500. Let's scooch down here to lot number 5. Okay, this coin here is condition census, and that's lot number 5, so let's take a peek at that. This is a really nice looking coin. Got a little bit of toning spots up here, but all that means is that, like the other coins in this sale, or many of the other coins in the sale, it hasn't been really played with. Also has a CAC sticker, so that's a great coin. This one came from the Steve Nomura collection. Many of the coins in this auction are from Steve's collection, as well as many from Tim Osborne's collection. Steve and Tim are both highly regarded for their excellent eye. They really were picky about the coins they bought, and they're not always the finest known. They're not always perfect, but they are beautiful coins that you can rest assured are going to be original and some of the nicest examples, some of the nicest original examples you can get of that particular variety. The next lot I want to show you is 1805/4, lot number 7 here. And this is a very interesting coin for two reasons. One, it's an overdate. It's an 1805/4. And they did this a lot in the early mint. Die steel was expensive. Creating dies was expensive. So they just reused old dies and stamped them over with a new date to make them current. And that's why you end up with an overdate like this. What's also interesting about this coin, it is a late die state, probably a terminal die state, meaning that this die has cracked. It's got these big cracks here and up here, and that chunk is about to fall out of the die, making the die useless. Now this is a high-grade example, and to show you how nice it actually is, there's another example of this die variety in the sale, lot number 62. We'll go down there. And this is what a typical 1805/0103 looks like. You can see the die cracks on here, but that's what they look like. So to find one as nice as lot number 7, that's a pretty significant find, and as a result, it's going to bring a lot of money. This one Sheridan estimates at $10,000 to $15,000. Again, when you read the description, it tells about who owned it, where it showed up first in 1998. So it's been on the market for a while and gone through a couple hands at various prices, but now it's coming up and it's your chance to buy it this time. All right, let's drop down to lot number 13. Lot number 13 is a very rare variety. This is rarity 6. And the grade is only fine 15, but let me tell you something. If you want to find one of these, good luck. They are really, really rare. In this case, this one again is condition census. I mean, any grade for this. I've got condition census all the way down to VG. So if you can find one in fine 15 like this, it's a great coin. It's got interesting colorations. It's got purple, blue, and green on the outside. And then on the reverse, it's mostly reddish with a little bit of steel gray around the periphery. But that's a very nice coin. It's also rather nicely struck. I mean, for a fine 15, this is really nice. And I think Sheridan actually, oh yeah, he describes it here. In his 2013 sale, it was raw, and he graded it VF 25/30. A lot of this flatness you see here is mostly due to strike. And when you compare to the reverse, this is a VF reverse. That is not a fine reverse. So I think this coin was punished a little bit by PCGS. You know, we could argue all day long, is it fine or is it VF? But either way, it's a great coin. Sheridan has a wonderful description. Let's drop down to number 16. This is another rarity 6 variety. Now this one's an AU58. I mean, this is really an incredible condition. Sheridan recounts that in 2002 there were only 14 known, and now there's a few more, but very few of them are as nice as this. I don't know of a finer one, so this is a pretty Pretty rare and valuable coin. This was from the Steve Nomura collection. This one has an interesting grade history. It's an AU58, but it came out of an NGC 62 holder. It sold twice, once in 2019 and once in 2020 in an NGC holder. It's been since downgraded by PCGS, but it's also got a CAC sticker. So the question is, do you want to get it into an NGC 62 holder again, or do you want to leave it in an AU58 CAC? Either way, it's one of the nicest examples known of this particular variety. All right, let's drop down to 18. 18 is a super rare coin. I believe there's only 4 known of this variety. This is an 1807 0115, and it's a decent problem-free coin, really nice. It's a PCGS VF20. The variety was discovered in 2004. And then Dr. Peterson, Glenn Peterson, who is a well-known collector of bust half dollars, decided to check out his 1807 0104 because what the 1807 115 combines an 0103 obverse and a 104 reverse. So Dr. Peterson checked out his 0104, and as Sheridan says, good news, bad news. Glenn had blown the attribution. It was not an 0104. It was now the second known 0115. So that's pretty cool. This one has an estimate of $20,000 to $30,000, which, you know, if there's there's only 4 known, there's going to be a lot of competition for this particular coin, and there are price records up to $19,000 to $24,000 for this variety. Let's drop down to 27, and now there's a big jump there, and in between there's some really great coins. I just picked out some of these ones that I thought were either spectacular condition, great eye appeal, or extreme value or rarity. So 27 is an 1817 0104. Here again, you're looking at a strike issue, very flat on the high points, but sharp on the stars and the denticles. This is a raw coin VF30. I'm not sure if that was ever graded before, but yeah, this is a really rare. I've only got 4 of these in my database. This is the 3rd finest known that I'm aware of. Others might have different analysis for it, but either way, it's a very rare coin, rarity 6+. Lot number 64 is an 1807. 1807 was a transitional year. This coin goes all the way back to the R.E. Cox collection, and it actually goes farther back because Cox bought it from B. Max Mell on January 2nd, 1958. Not a particularly rare variety, but it is a nice condition coin. This is raw also. What's neat is it's in this holder, this old-time collector holder. You can see the incredible toning that these holders put on these coins over time. This has probably been in this holder for decades upon decades. Very nice custom-made holder. So that's one of the attractive aspects of this particular coin. Now we'll drop down to lot number 76, and this is a really rare variety. It's an R7, which means there's just a handful of them known. Sheridan puts an estimate of question marks. You never know what these coins are going to bring. They're so rare. Everybody needs it for their variety set. You never know. What's really interesting about this coin here is this is what they would call a prime, which means it is the earliest die state for this particular variety. That's really important for this coin because later on, this die pair was used to strike platinum versions of the 1814 half dollar. Those are the ones you'll see that have the letter P punched all over them to indicate that they were platinum instead of silver. Extremely rare patterns, but it just goes to show you that the patterns are not necessarily the first ones struck. Sometimes they can be intermediate die states, and in this case, this was the earliest coin struck. The platinum pieces were struck, and then they struck some more silver ones. So die state information is really helpful to researchers. And again, it'll be interesting to see what this particular coin brings. I want to point out also that the photographs that are on Sheridan's website are all done by Lance Kygwin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He does a tremendous job of imaging the coins and really gets close to what they actually look like. So when you look at a coin on this website, that's what the actual coin is going to look like in hand. There might be a slight difference. Lighting is always important, but Lance does a tremendous job with these photographs. So when you get a chance, just go through the whole website and review all the coins in here and just have a lot of fun with it. Even if you don't bid, it's a great way to learn about these coins. And again, Sheridan's stories are just fabulous. If you're interested in bidding in the sale, I'll provide the link below, and you can bid away and hopefully buy some coins for your collection. I wish Sheridan all the best with this sale. I think it's going to be a blockbuster, and I'll probably do an analysis of the final prices realized once the sale is over, just to kind of see how the prices compared to the estimates and see how he did. If you like videos like this, please consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell and the like button. The notification bell will tell you anytime I post a new video. If you notice, I'm starting to post videos very frequently. About every other day, I'm able to get one up, and I've got so much material to go through in the future. You're going to see a lot of stuff. So I hope that you'll leave some comments below. If you have any questions at all about anything in numismatics or about this particular auction, I'm happy to help, happy to share the knowledge that I have, and I hope that it will help you become a better collector, a more knowledgeable collector, and I hopefully will give you a way to have more fun with your collection. So again, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.